Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Tekken 8 has some really annoying moves, wouldn't you agree? So today, I thought it'd be a good idea to go over some of the most annoying moves in Tekken 8. Recently, I put out a post on the channel asking you guys for some suggestions of really annoying moves that you find absolutely torturous to go up against in Tekken 8, whether you play ranked or quick play or just play with friends in lobbies. So some of you guys have given me some suggestions. There have been a lot of suggestions actually on that post that I put out. So today's video is going to be a combination of some of those that you've given me and a couple of my own. We're going to go over 6 today, and if this video does well and you guys want another video, I will do a follow-up with another 6 most annoying moves in Tekken 8. And this list actually does not include Anna. You might have expected it to include Anna because you guys probably know how much I detest that character, especially right now. But this list does not include Anna. She will be covered in the next video if you guys want to see that. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do another top 6 most annoying moves in Tekken 8. Let me know and Anna will be covered in that video. Very important points before we get started. This is very opinionated. This is not an objective video. This is purely subjective and it is about annoying moves in Tekken 8. So with all of that being said, I'm going to waste no time and I'm going to get on with the video. So first up, we have Jun. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know exactly which move is coming for the first move of this list. It is none other than Jun's laser. So Jun can do a full screen laser anytime she has her installed. You see the top right underneath Jun's health bar, there's that medallion glowing. This means that she has access to certain new moves and she can do this laser. This laser is included in those moves, right? So this laser is 16 frame startup, and if she heat dashes out of this, instead of it being -20, it is +5, right? Full screen laser, that is +5. I mean, look at that, man. Look at the distance. Now, what I said before, what you saw on the bottom left, is very important. So, as you can see, it is -20 for Jun. You can see it says +20 for me. So you can see that it's -20 for Jun, right? Which means that with Hwoarang, because his up forward 4 is 20 frame startup, I can actually punish launch this with Hwoarang. Not many characters can punish launch this. You can also do this with other characters like Heihachi. Heihachi's forward 2. You can do this if you do it frame perfect. A really important thing is a lot of characters won't be able to punish this. They won't be able to do a long range punish like this. What's another point which also makes this move really, really annoying? You will have to lab this move specifically against Jun to be able to find something of value to be able to punish this. So it makes it quite annoying, a bit finicky to try and find out what you can actually punish one specific move from one specific character, right? Which is not really what you usually have to do against every character in Tekken. It makes it a bit annoying, right? Which is the focus of this video. If she is far away from you, she will probably try and do this. And also, what makes this incredibly annoying is that there is no block stun. So if I do this late, like a little bit late, you can see that she can just block again. So this has like very, very small block stun. So there's not like react to the block stun animation to give you time to react to the laser and then punish it, right? There is like no block stun. You have to do it instantly. Instantly. So it can make it really, really annoying. I did say in the post that I was going to give you guys some counterplay to these moves. So first off, as you can see, oh, you can step these. Oh god, it's so fast, dude. First off, you can step this either direction, right? Really important thing. This does not change from far away either. It is so fast. It's so fast. Okay, there we go. But you can step it either direction, right? Another thing is that if she is really far away from you, what she's going to do to get in is probably going to be that laser, right? Which she can heat dash out of and it becomes a full heat dash launcher. Or she'll do something like this. There we go. Or this, right? Which is a very long range +4 homing mid. We love homing mids in Season 2, don't we? So we have this, which reaches from very far away, right? Or we have the laser, which reaches from just as well further away. And then we also have, yeah, and now we have this launcher as well, which is safe, of course. So those combination of things can be really annoying to go against Jun with. but you can step a lot of this stuff. Along with the laser, you can also step this to the left. So if you're trying to figure out whether she's going to do the laser or this move, even though it tracks a little bit, but I am playing as Hwoarang, you can step this to the left and it will avoid both options. However, if she does the Miere 1, I think it is, no, Miere 1+2, which is the +4, which I just showed you a minute ago, this move right here, this is a homing mid plus on block, which goes into a stance. Where there are other things you can do when she's in this stance, but this is not the focus of the video. It is really annoying to go up against Jun's laser, but there is some counterplay that you can do, and just keep in mind that it is -20. Okay, moving on to the next character I have in this list. This is a big one for me personally, and it is none other than Miss Bokeh. It is Asuka. Right. So Asuka in Season 2 got a lot of new stuff, right? She got a lot of new stuff. One of the things that she got, which makes her full crouch mix-up incredibly strong now, is this charge. So from full crouch, she can do down forward 3 and charge it to make it +8. Okay, if she doesn't charge it, guess what? It's safe at -9, right? But the focus of Asuka is not actually just this move. It's actually the entire full crouch mix-up. Because it is so complicated to counter and so full of 50-50s and mix-ups, there isn't really one single move that I put on this list from Asuka, because you can't really put them in a vacuum. This on its own in a vacuum would still be kind of absurd, right? The mix-ups that she has from full crouch, right? She has full crouch down forward 3, non-charge or charged, right? You can sidestep this to the right. She has down 1+2 from full crouch. She doesn't have to do this from standing. She can do it from full crouch as well. She has down forward 3+4, and you might think that's incredibly slow. You can react to this, and you'd be correct. You can react to this really, really easily. However, she can fake this. And a really important thing about down forward 3+4 is it is a homing snake edge. So it stops you sidestepping against all the full crouch stuff, which is what you need to do against this and this. This mixed in with it, and the fake makes it just really, really annoying. Really, really annoying to go up against. It's kind of torture. Not to mention, she can also do down 3+4, and she can do 2 of these from full crouch, right? Staying in crouch. Now, you can jab float in between these two, right? But one of these is only -6, and she can stay crouch. So if she baits it out, and she does one of these, and then you jab, guess what? You're getting launched, right? So what you can do against this, right? Against this one thing, is do a 12-frame mid, and this will trade with the second one, right? And then you can get your float combo. If you have a 12-frame mid, this is the counter to it. Downward ones will get beaten out by this. And what she also has, which is incredibly absurd in my opinion, is a full crouch down forward 2. This is -11, okay? -11. It's 16 frame fast. It only does a tiny bit of damage. If I get Hwoarang to not block, you see it does a tiny bit of damage, but that's not the purpose of this move. This is to harass you. This is a harassing move to harass you. And eventually, when she does all of this stuff and mixes up all of this. Oh, by the way, from the full crouch 3, I should have mentioned that she gets this and gets her install back when she's not in heat, which is bro. Okay. Anyway, she has full crouch down for 2. Now, I'm going to change to Asuka so I can show you what she can actually get from this full crouch down for 2 on counter hit. Because this one, if you don't know this might blow your mind because it's kind of insane. Originally, on counter hit, she can do while standing 1-4. Really easy to confirm, by the way. I mean, it's supposed to be. There we go. 65 damage from a -11 low. That seems like a lot of damage, right? But wait until I show you what she can actually do. If the Asuka player has good execution, basically, if she gets this full crouch counter hit, full crouch down forward 2 counter hit, what she can do is crouch cancel into down forward 2, and this will connect. It is quite high execution, but it's not that crazy. I got this in 2 or 3 tries. Whereas if you're trying to do Kazuya's down forward 2 into perfect electric, or you know, Bryan's taunt jet up, or something like this exceptionally high execution, it kind of pales in comparison to that. It's actually not that. It's not that crazy, but you would definitely have to react to the full crouch counter hitting very quickly. But the combo that she can get from this, if she gets it correctly, this is not including war combo damage. Sorry, I'm messing up because I'm talking. Let me do the combo so I can show you. $87 damage from a -11 full crouch low on counter hit. Kind of insane, right? This would be one of the example of moves that's very OP, as well as being annoying, because if it's not counter hit, this will pester you like crazy. And if it does hit you and she doesn't go for the crazy combo, you're still getting hit with 65 damage into install, because this kick also gives her an install back. With her installed, she gets to run all of this. Homing high launcher, plus on block, mid launcher. So yeah, that's Asuka. Maybe some of you guys would expect me to do this for the most annoying thing, but I actually think that the full crouch game that Asuka has is incredibly annoying to deal with. All of this stuff is really, really annoying to deal with, and there's not like a very clear answer to deal with a lot of this stuff. You can sidestep right, the down 1+2, and this move, including the charge one. So that is Asuka. That's my little Asuka rant over as well. Next, we're going to move on to one that you're almost certainly going to be aware of. It is Bryan. So I'm sure all of you have seen this move before, but it is something that I wanted to put in this list because there is no clear answer against it, right? Which makes it really annoying when there's no answer against these moves. So we have Bryan's forward 2-1-2, 3-2, his Incinerator string when he has Snake Eyes. So what makes this really annoying to deal with, and actually a very, very OP move, is he has forward 2-1-2, -2, okay? So when he's in heat, an important thing to note here is he has Snake Eyes the entire time he's in heat. Forward 2-1-2, forward 2-1-2, forward 2-1-2, 3. And the 3 is -3, as you saw. Right, so we can still continue his offense because there's the threat of the follow-up with this -10 finisher, which I should say is only punishable when opponents have their back towards the wall. The thing is with this, right, he can delay the third hit, right? It also makes this fully hit confirmable. Right, so if somebody presses on the third hit, you can delay the fourth hit, and then confirm the final hit, right? This also breaks walls. It's also good for Oki if somebody's on the ground and then they try and get up. The barrage of these can often clip them. And ultimately, at the wall, this makes Bryan's wall pressure even more crazy, right? Because in Season 2, he gets his full crouch low, which is now -13. It used to be -12. Now he has a Fisherman Slam, as well as the full crouch low to deal with. You have back 4. You have taunt stuff to deal with, right? Including this Incinerator string. If he has heat, you can... and there's a floor below you, he can do his heat smash and break the floor. There are so many things that Bryan could do out the wall already. So having this in the game as well, making it delayable strings, leaving them at -2, -3. I should say, just you probably noticed that there, the first 2 hits are always going to be -10. And the first hit is always -10, right? Something to keep in mind. If he thinks that this is a mind game, it's not. But -2, -3. One thing you can actually do against these, if I go in the neutral, right? You see I can't step these from point blank, right? But if I do these from quite far away, you can step them. You can step them to the left. But the funny thing is, because you can't step this point blank, or you can't sidewalk this point blank, I should say, or step, it's kind of pointless if you have to be that far away from him, because the time he's going to really utilize the Incinerator is going to be at the wall, right? Because he has taunt to play with when he plays with his mental frames, he's got his full crouch, he's got everything he can do at the wall, and guess what? You can't sidestep this away from the wall. Most of the time at the wall, you don't want to sidestep anyway. This makes it that much more annoying to deal with at the wall. So that is Bryan's Incinerator string. I love Bryan, but this string, it's been nerfed several times, but make it linear, and make these -7, -9. If you're going to keep them safe, make them like -7 and -9, not -2 or -3. Because then in heat, He can do all this stuff, right? Which makes it very annoying for your opponent. Okay, moving on, we have another character whose move has been mentioned quite a lot recently. It is Hwoarang. So Hwoarang, when he's in heat, this low, if it counter hits, along with many other things, will lead into a guaranteed combo. $96 damage with a heat dash, granted, but 96 damage without wall from a low. Now, I'm going to get into that low in particular, right? Down back 4. But just to give you an idea, if you're really going to talk about the whole character and these counter hit confirms, you got to talk about the jab as well. What is it? Oh, here we go. You do the same thing from. I mean, I'm not doing the optimal combos, but you get the idea, right? He gets launched, and that's without walls or anything. Okay, there's also the 4. He has so many things that he can do this out of. 105 with a heat dash. But you get the idea, right? These lows are incredibly annoying to deal with, and what makes them actually really annoying to deal with, that isn't the annoying thing, really. That's the very strong part. What the really annoying thing about this move is, remember, these are opinionated. There will be some counterplay, but I'm going to show you why it's incredibly annoying for players to deal with. And it's very simple, really. Now, what makes this low incredibly annoying is actually something that I really dislike about Tekken 8 in general with some characters. So this is a personal one for me as well, but I'm sure a lot of you guys agree. Safe lows are incredibly annoying to deal with in Tekken. And this down back 4, if it doesn't go into stance, it is minus 12. However, if you go into stance here with right flamingo, I think this is right flamingo, right? It is minus 1. Now the reason it is really annoying is because he can do one of two things to stop you retaliating. He can do flappy kicks, which you cannot interrupt. Even with a while standing 4, this will clip you. Or he will do his power crush. So it makes it incredibly difficult and goes against your whole Tekken muscle memory. I'll say this. Usually in Tekken, universally, lows will always be punishable. Always be punishable. There are very, very tiny exceptions to this. What makes this annoying against a character like Hwoarang is the fact that he is spamming you to death constantly as well. Right? So when you block the low, you block the down 3-4, or you duck backlash, the homing high, you expect to get that reward, right? Because you've waited out your turn, and then finally he makes a mistake, and you're going to kill him for it, right? This low goes against this principle. Like, completely goes against this principle, right? Because it can power crush, or he can fully launch you, which is the actual annoying part about this character. Again, this is an opinionated video. It is subjective. It's something that I really find annoying, and some of you guys find annoying as well. So Hwoarang mains, don't shoot me in the comments. This is just how I feel, and a lot of people also feel this way. So moving on from Hwoarang, we next have none other than the OG wrestler himself. And I think you probably know which moves are coming from this one as well. It is none other than his homing throws in heat. Specifically, Giant Swing and Shining Wizard, because they come out at 10 frames. Right? This stuff is like... So, originally, these were homing in at the beginning of Season 1. Or just before Season 1. I can't remember the order of things. Anyway, they were homing when the game first launched. And then we removed homing throws from command throws like this, right? Or specific stuff which are like really, really good throws. You know, like Dragonov's forward 2+3 and forward 1+4, along with King's Giant Swing. But in Season 2, these throws became homing again when King is in heat. Right? I don't really need to say much about this. In my opinion, 10 frame throws should never be homing. That's just a recipe for frustration, basically. And Giant Swing and Shining Wizard have pretty much identical animations, coming out both at 10 frames. Both throws come out at 10 frames. In Tekken, typically, if you're a high-level player, you don't duck throws, you sidestep them. But because they are homing, now, because they're mix-up throws as well, I mean, what else do you do but duck them? I mean, some of these, they're 10-frame startup, so I don't know what you're expected to do against this. Especially in certain situations where King has you against the wall. Other than just guess or duck. But then if you duck, you know, he's got all this stuff. So it makes it very frustrating to fight against King when he has these homing throws. The counterplay to these types of throws with the same animation has always been to sidestep. But now, I mean, what do you do against this but duck? I don't know what you're supposed to do. So it can be really annoying, pretty frustrating to go up against. If I put him at the wall, this is going to be a little side one because I didn't have this in the list. But this is probably more annoying. You guys put the homing giant swing and the shining wizard in the comments, which is why I'm covering this. But to me, the one I'm about to show you now is way more annoying because it is both homing. You can react to it and break it, but it is incredibly annoying to deal with. If I do this, all of this stuff is guaranteed. So if King grabs you with this throw and hits you against the wall, any mix-up in a Jaguar sprint is guaranteed. Or any follow-up, I should say, not mix-up. This isn't a mix-up, this is guaranteed. As soon as this throw hits you, the 12-frame startup homing throw, which you do break with 1+2, this hits you. The reason this is so frustrating for me is because I am absolute garbage at breaking throws, and I always have been. No matter how hard I train at breaking throws, it is probably my worst defensive thing in Tekken. It's always been throws. So for me personally, it's a bit of a skill issue. I'll admit that, right? It's a skill issue, but this is incredibly annoying to deal with because it's homing and I can't just sidestep out of the way. So that is King over and done with. And now the very last character and move we're going to go over is actually Paul. Again, this is not about strength, this is about annoyance. However, the move that I'm going over in this one is very, very strong. It is none other than the down forward 1. Paul has so many different follow-ups from down forward 1. He can do down forward 1 again. He can do the homing high launcher, counter hit launcher. He can do this overhead, which is neutral on block. What is it again? There we go. He can do this, which has counterplay. He also has his backswing blow. Bearing in mind, you don't have to do anything straight away. You can wait out the backsway quite a lot, right? He can then do deep dive stuff. You can do while standing stuff. Right, so there are so many options, as you can see, from down forward 1, right? You can step some stuff. A simple dick jab will beat some things for these mix-ups. However, if the Paul does something like this, so you know what this is, right? You know this launches, right? I know it says counter hit, but this launches on normal hit. It's also, you know, minus 14, right? So we take some risks doing it. If you do a simple dick jab here, it will beat, like I said, most of the options that he has out of his down forward 1. If he does a follow-up, a simple dick jab will beat a lot of this stuff. However, if I do a dick jab and the Paul delays his backswing even slightly, there's potential for me to just get launched, right? So with that risk, you don't want to get launched, right? So you end up just sitting there or standing there, right? And just waiting for him to do something. And now because he has this new low in deep dive, it can be really annoying to deal with. On counter hit, I don't know, is this guaranteed? This is probably guaranteed, right? Yeah. And then on not on counter hit, if nobody's on counter hit, right? It's +3. It's plus. There's so many different things he can do out of his down forward 1, right? He can do this while standing 3, even though it says it's not homing in this situation. If the other Paul were to block my down forward 1, this would still be homing. Can't step this. Not to mention, he's got a normal homing high launcher. Normal hit homing high launcher now in deep dive. bearing in mind, when you get launched by Paul, it's a lot of damage. There we go. 84 damage. You know that Paul has enormous damage, right, in his combos, which makes sense. He's always had that. If you look at his character, he's big hits. He's supposed to play like that, so I get that. My whole thing is just down foot 1. If you mess up even a tiny bit on down foot 1, or if he delays that backswing, it can be really annoying because, like, a simple dick jab will just get you killed, right? So, like I said, this isn't really about strength or anything like that. This is just about annoying characters and how frustrating there can be for a lot of people to go up against. What I would say against the down forward 1 mix-ups is try and look at your opponent. Try and look at the opponent pool. If they're delaying their stuff, then you can maybe hit them with a fast mid poke or something with a bit of range that can interrupt all that stuff. If they're doing instant timing all the time, if they're just doing this, if they're doing immediate timing every time and not delaying the backswing out, dick jab might be your best friend. So don't be worried about low parried dick jabs, because he cannot low parry out of this, out of the blocked downward 1. And that is going to wrap up the video. Very opinionated video, I know. I know maybe I'm going to get some juicy comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts on some of these moves. Do you find them annoying or do you not find them annoying? Also, let me know if you want to see another follow-up video going over some more annoying moves. And also, if you want me to go over, like, the most OP moves in the game. Some of these moves that I showed you in this video are very OP. They're just objectively very, very strong. Some of the strongest in the game. But let me know if you want a dedicated video towards that as well. Also, tell me which character is your most annoying character to go up against in the comments. If you want to talk about that in the comment section, I reply to everyone, or at least I try to reply to everybody. That's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the next one.